Afternoon, everyone. I'm not going to whisper this time because I got a bit of stick for that at the City Ground. Don't know why. I just didn't want to disturb Chris Hughton. Also, I think I thought I'd start my my bid to get given a free Lotus. So anyway, not that I'm filling or anything. Welcome to Carrow Road on this Saturday before a rather controversial international break. I think Daniel Farke is well versed in his speech about the Good Friday game at Preston, which I agree is completely ridiculous scheduling from the EFL. You should know when you're drawing up the fixture list that playing on a Friday at the end of an international break when players are playing on Wednesdays is just stupid. What's the point in having a break if they can't be back in time to restart the club fixtures? Honestly, wake up, guys. I mean, just figure out the fixtures. I know there's a lot on, but it will be someone's job to do it. And it shouldn't come down to Preston to decide whether they do or don't want to play the fixture. Also, let's see if actually Alec Neil is still in charge of Preston at the time, because it does sound like it's not going particularly well there at the moment. But I digress. Again, I don't want to distract from the fact that Norwich have not won a football match, which is the first time I've said that in 10 games. They are still unbeaten in 10. It's a 1-1 draw here against Blackburn. Really good, enjoyable game, actually. Saying that, maybe because it's been a bit more competitive than some of them, but Norwich were really tested today. I've seen some people question whether Blackburn deserved their point because Norwich had by far and away the better chances, which is true, but you would expect that of a team that are 10 points clear at the summit. You would expect them to have the best of the game unless they were completely off their level, and to be fair to Norwich, they were not completely off their level. They hit the woodwork twice in the first half, and on another day, I mean, both from deflections, although also a great save from the second one, denying Emi Buendia. So, deflections, but then on to woodwork. So are they lucky, unlucky? But I thought Blackburn were very aggressive early on. They pressed well, a bit like the Millwall game, I thought, earlier in the season here. They had a good balance between pressing. They had a spell late in the first half where they controlled possession well. Lost their way a little bit at the start of the second half, but when they went a goal behind, which is a wonderfully worked goal, by the way, the assist from Kieran Dowell, key that he does those things in the game, because the rest of the game kind of he struggled to grab a hold of it, but it doesn't matter so much if he's creating and scoring goals, and he's done each of those in his last two appearances, so that's really good. Lovely little assist, 1-2 at Kenny McLean. The finish was wonderful from Kenny, so fair play to him. But Blackburn's reaction to that was very positive. The goal was from a free kick in the corner, so it's effectively a sort of a corner, but a free kick. A dink ball from Harvey Elliott, who came on as a sub, and Sam Gallagher headed it at the far post, getting above Jakob Sorensen, who's playing at left back at this point. More on that in a tick. But he rose high and headed it at the far post, and it was a really straightforward goal. That's frustrating. It's the sort of thing Norwich have avoided. Ben Gibson was still on the pitch, so there's no sort of blame attached there. Again, more on that in a bit. So just a really annoying, easy, sloppy goal. I mean, the fact that the free kick came from... Actually, it was a bit more towards the edge of the area, in fairness, so it was probably a more dangerous free kick. But the fact that it came from Tom Cantwell turning his back on a cross with his arm in the air from Elliot Bennett, don't really... you've got to be braver than that when you're trying to defend a cross, to be honest. But it's hardly a major issue, but it, of course, was the free kick that then led to the goal. And I thought, as I said, for Blackburn's bravery and the fact they kept going, the fact that they didn't just run out of steam completely, they deserve the point. If you think about anything that you're good at doing, I would imagine that if you did it 10 times, you probably, in one of those 10 times, even if you're really good at it, make a mistake. And that's kind of what Norwich have done today, really. They just didn't quite get it to a high enough standard to earn a 10th successive league win, which would have been a equal record for the club, equaling what Ken Brown's side did in 1986. It's a record for a reason, and Norwich weren't quite good enough today to earn it, which is a real shame. But don't let that detract from where Norwich are, what they've been doing, and what they can still do. It's difficult at the end of full time, of course, but that is what it is. The other incidents then. So we have, in the first half, Dimitris Giannoulis going off with, looked like a suspected concussion. Apparently he felt ill in the dressing room after he came off, had a headache, so seems that what it was. It was a pretty robust challenge initially, and the Blackburn radio guys felt it wasn't even a free kick. We kind of summed up what they were saying all game, but there we go. It was, and it was a full-on challenge. I didn't see whether there was a second contact or a second challenge that made him go down. I thought he just clearly wasn't feeling right and then went down and sat down. He did walk all the way around the pitch to come off the pitch, but I've said this before, I'll say it again, now we have all the knowledge we have, we're conscious of it, the sooner football brings in concussion substitutions, the better, because you simply cannot have a player with suspected concussion going back onto the pitch. We know that that's not a good thing now, and there should be something done so that immediately concussion substitutions come in and football clubs just have to deal with it and not cheat themselves out of causing it to be an advantage like players are doing with disinfectant balls and rolling them onto the pitch so the referee has to stop play. Come on guys. Whether that means Giannoulis stays in England rather than going and connecting up with Greece for the international break remains to be seen. It's too early. I get the impression from how Daniel Farke was speaking that is a possibility. He said it's a possibility, and I think if Norwich can make it happen, they probably will, through his own interest. If he's got a suspected concussion, he shouldn't play for a week or two, really. So that should be that. So I would be surprised if that doesn't happen now, especially given the scenario, but I don't think it's Daniel Farke's call to make. It will be the doctors who make that call, and obviously it'll be, I'm sure, done in the right interests. Much more of a concern was the injury over on this far side, just by the goal, to Ben Gibson, who the Norwich set piece, I think it was a corner, he tried to get onto it at the end of the back post, and I think it was his standing leg, he went over on it. There are some pictures from the Pinkham guys that Paul Chesterton's taken of Ben Gibson right over on his ankle, like this. So obviously you'd think on the outside of the ankle that's ankle ligament damage. I don't know, potentially something broken. I am at this point quite clearly speculating. I don't know. No one knows. Swelling will have to go down. We haven't seen, sorry, excuse the lawnmower. It's doing a great job though. Fully concentrated. Obviously we don't know. No one knows. Will have to be assessed. Ben Gibson was stretchered off, but there was no oxygen. There was no special support of the ankle joints. So that bodes well to a degree, I suppose, if you want to read into these things. I remember from past cases that actually damaging the ligaments on the inside of your ankle, so say you roll your ankle so it goes outwards, is much more of a serious injury than rolling it on the inside and those ligaments on the outside of your foot. I think that's right. If you think about it, when you kick a ball, generally you're kicking it so the pressure is on the back of your foot. So it's not so bad. It's less of a weakness. So in that terms, 50-50 which way's your ankle gone, it hopefully is the least serious of the two scenarios. But again, I'm speculating. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional. If it is ligaments, however bad it's going to be a matter of weeks. And we are quite near the end of the season now. The good thing is it's a 2-week international break, so that's 2 of the weeks where no one's playing. And hopefully it's not as bad as we all fear. He was lying down a long time, which is always a worry. And as I said, he was stretchered off, which is bad. But we'll see. And of course, the primary thing is to wish Ben Gibson all the very best and hope he's back out there soon, because there's not many games to come. He is only on loan from Burnley, albeit with an obligation to buy if Norwich go up. So plenty to assess on that one, I'm sure. But we will see, and we will keep our fingers crossed. I think that is just about everything. As I said, hopefully Giannoulis will be fit for Preston. We'll have to see which players get back and fit and firing. It's a lot's being made of it at the moment. Daniel Farke is clearly well aware of it at the moment. I think he'll be all right when we come around to it. And also, even if Jordan Hugill starts against his former club up top, that's hardly a bad scenario, is it? Likewise, Christoph Zimmermann starting at centre-back in place of Ben Gibson. It's not really a bad scenario, is it? And I would imagine that Giannoulis will be fit and available from his concussion for that game. Adam Eder may be back from his hernia surgery. So, deep breaths, everyone. It's okay. Hope everyone gets through the international break, which again is a completely different debate as to whether any of these guys should literally be travelling across Europe to play international football matches, especially as Daniel Farke said after the game today, Anel Hernandez, who is going to Cuba to play Guatemala for his first international cap. An amazing moment for him, but just ludicrous circumstances that he's going all that way in a global pandemic to play a game of football. When, cases are on the rise elsewhere, outside of the UK. So yeah, plenty to unpack. They are quite big games for England under 21s as well. Max Aarons and Ollie Skip, who are going to be in Slovenia playing in the group stages of the under 21 European Championships. So, they're playing the group stages now, and then the knockout stages will come later in the year. So, that's big. So there's a lot going on. It's going to be a busy old international break. But time is pressing. I think that's all I've got. Keep your fingers crossed for Ben Gibson, of course, and Dimitris, so they both feel a bit better. Norwich is still in a wonderful position. It's all right. Take a big deep breath. We'll see you at Deepdale. In the meantime, keep an eye on The Athletic for some cracking stuff over the coming fortnight. I hope one piece on a player who did score today, but not here. And I did pop on the TNC watch along today, which was loads of fun. And I said it to them, and I'll say it on here. They are doing a fantastic job of giving so many Norwich fans a real community to get involved in while they're not allowed in here. The closer we get to the end of the season, the tougher it is, I think, that the players aren't getting the adulation and reward they deserve for doing such a spectacular job this season. Maybe they've been helped slightly by not having to do it in front of the fans. Maybe that has removed some of the relegation hangover, but it's still a massive shame, of course. So well done to Jack and Chris, because they've done a wonderful job of making sure that they have still been able to bring you guys and fans together on the Talk Norwich City channel to enjoy the football. It was a pleasure to be on it. Sort of gate crashed it, really. And leave any comments and questions you want wherever you're reading this. Give it a subscribe or a follow wherever you're watching this. I always appreciate the follows. They make it all worthwhile. And I will see you at Deepdale on Good Friday. Have a wonderful fortnight. Enjoy yourselves. Look after each other. See you on the other side. Take it easy.